Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to the Grand Finals. I'm your caster Invisible Jung. Today I finally have a partner Cosmos. So I wanted to invite Nyashi, but he could not make it, shakes my head in disapproval. So Nyashi, if you're listening to this, it's a bummer that you missed another finals. So Cosmos, welcome to the finals for today.
Yes, thank you so much for having me, Jung. It's a pleasure to be here. And Nyashi, take that. I heard that he has missed the finals for casting 7 IMRs in a row. That's what he told me anyway. So
No, he was there last chapter. He was there last chapter.
Oh, he was last chapter?
You casted with him, remember?
Oh, I forgot about that.
The Arms Factory Galatea match.
Clearly my memory does not serve me that well, but what I do remember
is drum roll, please.
We are going to go into Alex Love versus Aquarius in the grand finals. Remember, this is a BO5 format and not a BO3. Yesterday, Alex Love did beat LSN.
Oh yeah, I
from the
forgot
losers
update.
bracket here.
Yeah, I forgot to update, but it's AL the advance. So AR versus AL is going to be in the finals, which is going to be today's schedule over here. So, yep, will be it. So I'm gonna introduce for the first team here with Aquarius, Kuga, PP, Meow or Meowpai, Yush, with Hushan as the hunter, and for AL you can go ahead.
Yep, Alex Love, we have Norton, Immortal, Ice, Tempest, Mango, Chi-Chi, and UKY.
So the quacking behind the scenes. But yeah, so moving on, like this will be the match we'll see today. And they did play against each other in the first day of the tournament, which AL did defeat AR in a pretty massive point deficit. But during the main Sin thought that the point deficit would not have been that large had AL played it a bit more safe than how they did over here. So yeah, let's see, because AL definitely did rose up from their ashes as they, after losing their first matches, they won. Hold on, let me check. I forgot how many. The bracket again. Yeah, they defeated Shadow Monarch, Hot Pong, and then Luna Somnia 3 matches in a row in order to rise back up to face against Aquarius once again in equal ground. So this is almost a mimic of what happened last chapter too. So it'll be interesting to see how is Aquarius going to prepare, and how's Alex Love prepare for a revenge match potentially.
Yeah, this will be a rematch for the side of AL against AR, and I think I do have to correct on what John said a bit. It wasn't AL that won by a big deficit, it was AR that won by a big deficit.
Yeah, I probably said it wrong, whatever.
It's okay.
Yeah, give me a quick moment. I forgot to announce it in the stream, so hold on. Yeah, AL or AR won by team deficit. Yeah, sorry, Cosmos. So, anyways, so you can begin.
Yep. We will have I think it's fine to introduce what's going to be going on in BO1. We do have the Moonlit River Park ban, and it seems like the survivors have gone with Leo's memory.
Yeah, it's Leo's memory. So, and also the hunter hunting first is going to be Husha. Oh my gosh, I always forget to remove the hunter bans from yesterday. So yeah, moving on, we do have Leo's memory being selected, and it was selected by AR as their prize for winning. And oh my, this is some interesting bans. So hopping straight into it, we are going to have the Seer and the Antiquarian as the first 2 banned. And for oh my gosh, for AL here, we're going to have the Mechanic and Fort being selected first. So this is actually a very common team comp we're seeing in the ongoing IBL right now. So AL seems to be pulling a few tricks out of the book from IBL.
Yeah, I mean, it is the grand finals after all. You really want to bring out characters that really are out of the blue. I feel that there's a bit of a surprise element. Perhaps they're ready against a potential opera singer, but mainly I think this team comp is used to counter the Goatman. Perfumer also being selected after a puppeteer ban, and also meteorologist also got banned, so psychologist will be the last survivor in the roster. And I just think this whole team is a really good counter comp against Goatman. I think they have done their BP very well. I just wonder if Hushan would go for the Goatman still in this situation.
Yeah, you have to remember, Hoshan has been through the IVL youth training camp, so he definitely learned a few things, and if chances are he already seen things like this before, and maybe he also knows how to deal with it accordingly, because he is a Koa hunter for a reason, though. And one thing I like with here is that it's tanky, so in theory it looks like decent against the Goatman, like well prepared. So the question now is if Hoshan will still be going for a Goatman, because nothing is stopping for him to go Hula Baloo or Opera Singer or whatever. And second of all for AL here, their Psychologist was picked last, which is going to be nice, because that does mean that they sort of saved their Psychologist for later rounds if needed.
Yeah, I really wonder what Hushan would go. Does manage to opt for the Goatman still. It is still the best hunter in the game right now because of Hullabaloo did get nerfed, but Goatman did receive a little bit of a nerf, but still remains strong. And really, this will be neck and neck. I think AL has really good survivors to try to get a result from Hushan, but it is Hushan after all, one of the best hunters in Southeast Asia. And we will move on to the spawn right here.
About that, the joke is I forgot to invite my mini, so now I need to quickly transfer. I need to quickly transfer my main account onto my laptop, so you can talk for a bit while I transfer it. Yeah, so you're free to do the drum roll.
So, bit of an oopsie there. I think, can we see is the stream able to see the spawns?
Not now.
Yet, right?
Not now, I'm trying to.
Alright, take your time. We have done the spawns. I do think that, if there's any ideal chase, obviously it would be the Mechanic. Mechanic just being an absolute thorn here. I really wonder who's going to bring Titan. I think you'll see it in a bit. I would have expected like a Titanier flywheel, but no, it's just going to be just two Titaniers on the Perfumer and the Psychologist. Mechanic is out in the open, which is kind of a surprise, honestly, Jong.
Yeah, like normally we would probably expect the Ford or rather the Mechanic to spawn at the factory, but here we do see the Ford outside and the Psychologist there instead. I don't know what exactly were AL aiming here. Maybe they thought that the Mechanic and I have more places to hide the bot and all with this specific spawn. So the Mechanic definitely have to make a run for it, and let's see if she can effectively hide her bot, because she is likely going to not kite too long against the Goatman, seeing that she has like the voting debuff, and also she is quite far away from the fort too.
Yeah, I honestly feel that Mechanic maybe could have spawned middle, because you want to place the bot down, and it's very unlikely that the Mechanic will really last that long. But spawning right there would mean that the Hunter is most likely going to just chase the Mechanic, and probably is bringing abnormal, but we'll see what Hushan has. And moving on, I think Hushan brought Blink, which is kind of a surprise to me.
I mean, it's like a 50-50 between now. So, hold on, is able to spot out the bot straight away, able to get rid of the bot very early into the game here, but Hoshan is not going to, it's going to ignore the Mechanic now, it's going to go straight outside. So I think Hoshan's plan here is to hit the bot and then go charge outside instead, because this means that the Mechanic would no longer have that much bots to do a fast decoding, and now it's chasing after the Ford, and the Ford actually is fragile against the Goatman too. I think this is something I've been seeing in IVL recently.
Yeah, I mean, your balls are, your rugby needs to be very precise, and Tempest tries to pull away from The Hunter tries to get a swing and does manage to kite out the cage, but that's going to be another hit. And that's the thing about the rugby ball is that you can use it, but if you go to the other side of the cage, Hunter can just go to the Hunter can just move back and still catch up to you. So there's not really a lot the forward can do. Tries to use the football again, and the blink comes out. Hushin gets the first down against the forward, and Cyphers are still looking okay, I would say. I'm so sorry about that.
Alright, so, Cosmos. So anyways, moving on, we now do have 2 ciphers being done, but the fortunate thing is that there is a mechanic. And I think that there may be a bit of some issues or communications or cipher management issues here, because the ciphers were definitely a lot slower than I expected to be. And hold on, Hushin's trying to use the same trick that he did before to make the psychologist stop rescuing, because I think his resistance level is high, and yet the psychologist history repeated itself again. Previously, whoever assaulted, please do not have any use reaction during the match. And anyways, because previously Hoshin did the exact same thing and stuffed a rescue midway. I think it was a puppeteer back then, and now at this time it's a psychologist. So I think this is a common recurring theme. This is a recurring theme over here for Team AL, is them not being cautious enough of rescue. Yes, you can kite fine, but if you're not cautious enough for rescue, stuff like this would keep on happening.
Yeah, Hershen's Go Man almost seems like it's not only specialized in chasing, but look at the way he camps. I think it's just a masterclass on how Hershen really does it. I don't really know how I mean, I've also studied and played Go Man, but to rescue like this is really just on another level, really. And now we can see a Perfumer tries to go for a rescue against the Psychologist, does manage to pull off a free rescue here, and Hunter tries to go for a swing. It is going to be really difficult for the survivors to try and get a result out of this. Psychologist is still trying to kite until Tide ends, but no, Tide does finish, and Psychologist will likely be on the chair again.
Yeah, but fortunately for them though, the Psychologist still has empathy, so whoever comes in to rescue next, the Psychologist can last for a minimum of 2 hits. But the Cyphers are in a complete standstill amongst all that, because the Mechanic already lost half of her bot early in the game for Perfumer 4 to come to rescue. So this means that even they did last a bit, the Cyphers are falling a bit behind, as now Hushin will be swapping into Peepers, looking to try and extend and drag out the game.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the Mechanic is coming to rescue or not, but trying to use the bot to rescue, I don't really understand why that was done, because the bot is just just a hit away. So Psychologist, even though having to stress on the chair, just gets absolutely sold because the mech bot doesn't manage to rescue. And now Mechanic and Perfumer on the map left, with 2 ciphers remaining. I just don't see how they're going to last that long. Mechanic uses the flywheel, but it's still going to be an injury, so looking like a likely 4K game here, John.
Yeah, the early kite was still 50-50, but the Psychologist got stuffed up too far. I think this is a recurring theme for Team AL, that they're not cautious enough, that they should instantly approach in and do not give the Goatman a chance. So you should plan out who goes to rescue the instant someone goes down, and it must not be a person too far away like that. This is one thing that they definitely should be cautious to, which they were not, and this just came back to haunt them through this game, as currently, because there's no final deduction yet for this tournament, so Hoshin just wandering around trying to find out where did the Perfumer head into.
Yeah, I mean, Perfumer does have dungeon in the nearby vicinity, but let's be honest, Mechanic is going to take a really long time to bleed out. I don't really see a lot of possibilities of them trying to get dungeon escape, but who knows, maybe miracles can still happen, and getting a one-man from Hushin's Go Man from this situation is not entirely terrible either. But the Hunter Hushin does manage to spot out the Perfumer, and Perfumer does have a perfume to work with, but it's not really a lot. Perfumer tries to break the cage, and is going to take a hit, unfortunately. Doesn't have flywheel to work with, only has Tide Turner. Mechanic did use self-heal, so all Dantu has to do is just play a push and pull situation and just try to get the Perfumer and Mechanic down. That is going to be the Perfumer down right now, and Hunter just has to find the Mechanic, and it should be GG's.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just like a slow death situation here. So yeah, let's see how this will play out though, because Hushin does have an approximate idea of where Immortal is, or does he? Oh no, there's no tinnitus here. Then which direction could it be then? Oh, it fought the wrong direction. It was the other direction it took the Hushin. No, but
Yeah, and Mechanic also has an elbow pad. I don't know. I think it just picked it up while the Perfumer was still kiting. Does not manage to spot out where the Mechanic is. So I think Mechanic is able to rotate back to the Perfumer and try to heal up. We'll see if that does manage to happen. Mechanic now is nearby the dungeon at Water Tank. Not sure if it's trying to make its way to Perfumer. Seems like it's going to happen, but Hunter is trying to sniff out this Mechanic, and I think he's going to manage to do so. Sees the blood trail. Mechanic in a very dangerous vicinity right now is going to take the chase, and I think it's going to be very hard for the Mechanic to really kite on from here, John.
yeah, it does seem going to be extremely hard. And now with that pallet blocked at all, elbow pad. But unfortunately, like elbow pad is one of the weakest items against
Ooh.
a Goldman, ironically. So, yep, Perfumer stand up, but not much can really do about this. As soon as he breaks the pallet, and then that blocks that window, or like just wait out a bit. Unless the Perfumer can kite until the mech bleeds out, but with no final deduction, I don't think it's possible of this.
Yeah, I don't think it's really that possible. Well, beautiful two cages from Hushin, by the way. Wow, that was just just on Masterclass. I think this Goldman is just showing us that it's on another level. He did take the IVL training after all. Just absolutely decimates Team AL. Really, this first round, they just couldn't really get a rescue off of Hushin. Even though the early game was still fine, it was still manageable. But just Hushin absolutely takes up the 5-point lead against Team AL.
Yeah, like that rescue, I think this is one recurring thing for AL, as I said. So AL definitely need to step their game up to not let the same thing happen. And for now, with them being 4-man, they definitely, the pressure on their Hunter to do the same, as they probably would not want to have the finals be the same thing as what happened to them last time. But anyways, we're gonna head into pause and we'll see everyone after the break. See in a bit.
Last year, Team BLK, composed of 5 college classmates, faced a narrow defeat against the seasoned powerhouse team SRE, bringing their journey in the CLA preliminaries to an unexpected halt. Now, as the team members graduate and embark on
late nights, bright screens, countdowns begun, dreams and night, we're all in, no turning back, one last chance. We hold on tight. We sink in time, side by side tonight. We cross the line with hearts alright. We chase the dream. We shine so bright off the side. Clock can't spin and time won't slow. Every moment just fades away. Now the moments just pass, hold it tight. We rise as one under the neon light, chasing the legend, rival glory. We won't fall through, fire won't fade. We feel the thunder, hear the call. We won't back down. We were born to rise up. We step on and push on, flames burn, we run. Late nights racing fast, yet we won't break. Every step, play move, every risk, we take the lead. We chase the light, breaking all chains. Now clock hands turning, time moves on, all fading. Echo cheers are gone. Not just a game, we built a name. We rise as one under the neon light. Chasing the legend, rival glory. We won't fall through, fire won't fade. We feel the thunder, hear the call. We won't back down. We were born to rise up. Step on the push on, flames burn, we run. We rise as one. We rise as one. We stand with pride.
Last year, Team BLK, composed of 5 college classmates, faced a narrow defeat against the seasoned powerhouse team SRE, bringing their journey in the CLA preliminaries to an unexpected halt. Now, as the team members graduate and embark on
Alright, we're back. So for the first round just now, it ended with another format elimination for Team Aquarius. So this is definitely not shaping up to be too good for AL, as they're looking to return the four-man. And this was also exactly what happened to them in the semifinals yesterday. So let's see how are they gonna recover from this. Wait, let me check if both of my accounts are in. Yep, they are. So Ted, you can begin.
Yeah, so right now Team AL needs to return a 5-point game in order to tie things up. But we do know that, I mean, Team Aquarius just has really strong survivors as well. I don't think they have been 4K'd so far this tournament, so we will have to see something out of the blue from Team AL. And they have done very well yesterday. They did play Goatman against LSN, and I think Chi Chi has just been playing Goatman a lot in general. As a BO1 pick, so we will see how it fares against Aquarius. I don't think it really got the best results against Aquarius, but I mean, it is Aquarius after all, John.
Yeah, it is Aquarius, as you mentioned there. So yeah, moving on here, we're going to be having Magician and Gardener being two selected. There are some pretty decent kiters. Like the Magician is actually very strong in this meta against the Goatman. Like my team leader Joggy loves playing him against the Goatman and all. And let's see. Oh, we are going to be losing the first officer though, but that does open up a potential Gravekeeper because the thing is that first officer is like okay against the Goatman, but not the best. Its Gravekeeper is the best, which instantly got selected from Team Aquarius because Gravekeeper can, like the shovels can tank hits, so it's much viable in this meta, especially now that you can also like come out of the ground to save some of the shovel progress there.
Yep, I think that Gravekeeper is I think There is a possibility that AL might be thinking of a different hunter that's not Goatman. I do feel that the first officer ban is a bit different than what is usually seen. We are going to see a meteorologist, which meteorologist and a puppeteer ban. Aquarius did use the meteorologist to full effect against LSN. I remember that Evil Reptilian. And Puppeteer would be the one coming out, and Puppeteer just a good answers against a lot of different hunters in general. Perhaps not the best in terms of healing, but he can sustain a lot of pressure against the current meta hunters. And I really wonder if Chi-Chi is going to bring Goatman in this situation. I mean, Goatman is still fine to play, but personally, I also think Opera Singer is also a potential option.
Yeah, definitely here, but honestly, like this team comp, the thing is that it's just very solid in general. And heck, if Saki-chan has, he can pull up a Guard 26 if he wants to as well, just because the fact that Guard 26 got buffed in this meta, and multi-chips may work better here against these single-hit hunters. I mean, Goldman still works if he's very confident with it. Guard 26, if he has it, potentially also works. But I would imagine Saki-chan, which is TT here, will still go for the Goatman, which is indeed going to be the case here. So, let's see. For the Goatman here, I don't think there is a particular easy chase for him, because everyone here in theory can last for a bit early game, so I don't see the first down occurring fast into this game.
Yeah, I mean, Goatman is the best hunter in the game after all right now. We will see who he is going to chase. I think there's not really a lot of easy options, but I would say maybe the Gardener, because the Gardener right now has Tide Turner. Maybe even Gravekeeper, but I think that what? Oh,
huh?
You're going for a very. This is the spawn that we used against you when we were trying to do the entertainment match, by the way, John.
Yeah, I remember that one. But for that to happen in an actual game, let's see. So it's likely that Meowpai here may take the first kite. But the Magician actually having free illusion, it would give the Goatman a very hard time, because skilled Magician players can definitely use that to evade most of the time there. So this will be a very good test of the Goatman's skills and how well and how effectively he can use up his cages.
I honestly don't I can't really tell if this spawn is used to be like a serious spawn, or because if you think about it, if the hunter spawns middle, there's not a certain cipher that will be guaranteed to be blocked. So, and the good thing is their cipher distribution will be actually pretty good. So I would say that it does look kind of a funny spawn, but it does have its strengths as well. And even though Saki is spawned to the top left, we know that Water Tank Cipher is likely the one to be locked, so Puppeteer is able to freely decode either middle or Christmas Gate, while it is very likely that the Magician is going to kite. But yep, I'll pass it to you, John.
Yeah, so with that being said, we'll have to see though, as we're going to be heading into this BO1 or either round 1 second half with your caster, Invisible Jong and Cosmos, and we'll see you in a bit. Alright, heading to match that. Oh, it seems that he'll be going after the Gravekeeper. He probably assumes that the Gravekeeper having time. But hold on, actually going to barely managed to duck down, but that also means that that's one shovel gone very early into the game here, and it's going to take out an early hit. So it seems that TC here, the different plans here, going to go after the Gravekeeper because the Gravekeeper is unlikely to expect that he's going to get chased straight away with 2 very fast hits too.
Yeah, and is kiting towards middle. Hunter tries to go for a swing but doesn't manage to get it. Tries to go for a backstep, but there's also an obstacle behind. PP right now has a pallet to work with. I don't really think this is the best cage, and Hunter is really forced to break the pallet right now. Magician in nearby vicinity. Hunter could also opt to go for Magician. Does try to go for that. I don't really think changing targets is that good of an idea, but Magician does have 3 wands to work with, and right now middle cipher isn't really able to be done, and Magician uses the decoy, does have a flywheel to work with. Hunter tries to go for a swing. Magician does get the flywheel, but still eats the hit, has 2 more decoys remaining, and now kiting towards the Puppeteer. So Magician needs to be very careful not to die too near the ciphers. Hunter does have Abnormal as the trait, and we will see it. Will Saki get the down right here on the Magician?
Yeah, this will be a very good test of his skills. So, oh, hold on. I don't think this is the best cage here. Illusion. But actually, did you see that the Meowpai just stood still and gambled on the Hunter not realizing it? Like, that was a very good mind game, but hold on 2 more seconds. Use the last illusion to no avail, and there goes the down we're talking about. And, okay, let's see here. Where's CC chair's next is going to be very crucial because he did bring Abnormal. So there is a chair nearby, so I think he has to go and instantly Abnormal the Cypher, or else he's just gonna... It'll be a waste of a trait though, so he is forced to walk over there, but that does sort of mean that the survivors, in this case, who is it? The Gardener will be heading into instantly, or rather chooses to wait out a bit, but I feel like it could have instantly rescued and preserved the Gardener's health. Instead, because now the Gardener will possibly get damaged, like possibly in half health.
I think they did that because the Magician had snooze, and Gardener gets a full health rescue despite stalling a lot of time. Magician is going to be going down here, but I think that's just a good thing about Gardener's bubbles. Just such an annoying character. I could never play this character because it's so hard to play. But we will see the Magician going to die at a factory, and that's going to be a second chair on the Magician while they still have Tide Turner on the Gravekeeper. We'll see if the Gravekeeper comes and rescue though. I think it's very likely. Yep, Gravekeeper is making his way right now, John.
Yeah, but keep in mind the Gravekeeper already got damaged and he only has like a 60% shovel remaining. So now, but Saki-chan gave up a bit of a distance there, and is able to get the hit. Hold on a second, this is very, very far away. I'm not sure if the rescue is going to be in play because all he needs to do is 1 cage, and just like this, the Gravekeeper cannot even get close. Like, yes, the Gravekeeper can try to overshoot and all, but Saki-chan can also be cautious of that. And now, yes, the rescue is not going to work out, but the Gardener is actually already coming in, so this was actually a decoy plan. Oh my goodness, like, this is just a lot of things that just happened in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, I think one thing, Gardener also breaking the cage, great job. And one thing about this team is that, like, even though the Gravekeeper failed the rescue, somehow they managed to find a backup plan. Hunter tries to go for the hit, does get the Terror Shock on the Magician, and there's 1 Cypher remaining. They can still get a tie out of this, but Hunter does have Tron card available, but there is a possibility of a 4K, which the Hunter kind of needs right now. And we'll see who the Hunter goes for next. It is going to be the Gardener first. And the Hunter needs to catch up a lot of tempo. They are working on 2 different ciphers at a time right now, and it's making it really hard for the Hunter to try to get a 4-man, honestly.
Oh, misses. Flywheel, there's pretending that he has flywheel, but in reality there's no flywheel there. But yeah, at this point the Hunter can't teleport because there are 2 ciphers being decoded simultaneously, so teleporting to 1 is just like a bit waste of a trait there, so he's just gonna have to fully commit on this Gardener. But hold on, this seems to be a poorly placed cage on part, trapping himself in the other corner. So this will allow the Gardener to last one out. And there goes the stun. And the other detrimental thing is that the other, like, all 3 survivors here have borrowed time. So even, like, here Saki-chan have nothing to abuse it. And now that he used his resentment, like his cage over here, he has no more resentment level.
Yeah, it is going to be a down, but that's also going to be a Cypher pop. Good thing is, Puppeteer is still very far away from the gate, but Hunter can't really manage both gates. Has to get the Gardener down first to try and get another, and it seems like it's a very likely tie. But we'll see. There might still be a chance. There is Trump card available. Does get the Terror Shock on the Gardener. Gate is open though for the side of the Gravekeeper, and Puppeteer is making its way to the Gravekeeper. Hunter is going to chair the Gardener, and we'll see if he uses the Trump card to change the teleport. Does seem like that's going to happen in 3. Oh no, changes to warp instead, but I think that's just enough time for the Puppeteer to get out, and that is going to be a tie for the side of AR, and they retain the 5-point lead against Alex Love.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of a misjudgment over there from there. I think he misjudged it. Either he misjudged the distance, or he thought the Puppeteer would run back out instead. Because if he swapped the teleport, it was possible for him to stop with the cages he had. But he chooses to go to warp instead, and that definitely gave out the distance needed. And honestly, I would really applaud how fast the reaction of Aquarius was, because Like when the Gravekeeper got cut off over there, which was a beautiful play by TC, they instantly reacted and have the Gardener to come in as a backup plan, because without that, the Gravekeeper would have gone down, and it definitely could have been a 3 to 4-man game for the Hunter part, but they recovered it so well and turned it back into a tie.
Yeah, just great instincts. I didn't even see Gardner coming from this side of the screen, so
Neither do I.
they are really just like, even if one plan falters, they still have a backup plan, and I think that's what great teams really do. And because of that, I think as a result, Hunter didn't really manage to get a lot of tempo, and that will be a tie for the side of Team Aquarius on the Survivor. And we will be moving on to round 2 now with a 7 to 2 point lead for Team Aquarius.
Yep, see in a bit, everyone.
Last year, Team BLK, composed of 5 college classmates, faced a narrow defeat against the seasoned powerhouse team SR.
A mythical realm captured by the pen of a daring explorer. Like an eternal scroll buried deep within the golden sands. Quietly suspended at the edge of time. Clad in golden veils. Bathed in the gods' blessings. The feathers of Mott descend from the heavens, weighing the sins of departed souls. The field of reeds sways with the breeze. Their ancient hymns echoing through the ages. Whispering of the endless cycle of life and immortality. A mythical realm captured by the pen of a daring explorer. Like an eternal scroll buried deep within the golden sands. Quietly suspended at the edge of time. Clad in golden veils. Bathed in the gods' blessings. The feathers of Mott descend from the heavens, weighing the sins of departed souls. The field of reeds sways with the breeze. Their ancient hymns echoing through the ages. Whispering of the endless cycle of life and immortality. A mythical realm captured by the pen of a daring explorer. like an eternal scroll buried deep within the golden sands, quietly suspended at the edge of time. Clad in golden veils, bathed in the gods' blessings. The feathers of Mott descend from the heavens, weighing the sins of departed souls. The field of reeds sways with the breeze, their ancient hymns echoing through the ages. Whispering of the endless cycle of life and immortality. A mythical realm captured by the pen of a daring explorer. Like an eternal within the golden sands, quietly suspended at the edge of time. Clad in golden veils, bathed in the gods' blessings. The feathers of Mott descend from the heavens, weighing the sins of departed souls. The field of reeds sways with the breeze, their ancient hymns echoing through the ages. Whispering of the endless cycle of life and immortality.
Alright, so we're back, and as the first round it was a 7-2 as we all know. So we are going to be moving into round 2 right now, so that you can begin. And yeah, like for Team AR or AL, they will have to step their game up, because this, like in the last tournament, they were at the finals, but they got like defeated in a 3-0. So they definitely do not want the same thing happening over here. Oh my gosh, I forgot to change it. But as moving on, we're going to be having Chinatown as the next map here. Chinatown is the next map, and Alex Loves Hunter swapped into UKY, but it seems that there's a bit of debate. Oh yeah, there was a bit of back and forth debate, but Opera Singer eventually got banned because this is Chinatown, and Opera Singer is a very strong map, very strong hunter in this map.
Yeah, and right now we will also see they will be picking the forward and mechanic, kind of a mirror picks of what AL did in BO1 right now on the side of Team Aquarius. We do see that Antiquarian and Fire Investigator got banned. Seer is the next one on the ban list, so it could be hinting to a potential Hullabaloo, or maybe also Ivy is still playable as well. And we will see what will Aquarius reply with. And they're still picking, but Alex, one thing I wanted to add on is that Alex Love did pick Chinatown, and Aquarius banned Arms Factory, so we will see what kind of interesting strategies. Perhaps Alex Love have something planned. Aeroplanist is going to be the next one getting picked. So other than the forward, they have really strong decoders, and we will be seeing the psychologist getting banned. So leaving out the priestess, which is what Team AR is covering over right now. So we'll see if the priestess is going to be locked in really soon. And I love this team comp, honestly, John, for Team AR.
Yeah, this is shaping up to be a very solid team comp. Like your forward mech and psychologist, a more like traditional team comp, but this traditional team comp is definitely very strong on their end. So it will be very hard for the Hunter, because currently I cannot think what Hunter can have a breakthrough on this team comp. Maybe, possibly this map, maybe there is a possible of Smiley Face, just because I feel like Smiley Face can run through this team comp if UKY has, as we do not know what Hunter he's still hiding. And even without that, like, I feel Hula Baloo, or both Hula Baloo and Ivy are not the best and will be very difficult to play here though. So I am really just thinking like Smiley Face is a possibility.
The Hunter I would pitch in would actually be Hermit, because Hermit is something that Mechanic has to deal with. The bot, you have to be very careful of what the electricity that you have. And forward is not really a fast decoder. Priestess does have a decoding debuff as well. Aeroplanist is the only one that could really like do very well against the Hermit. But even then, even with the jetpacks, Hermit can still use it to stun the survivor. So we will see. I think Hermit is just an option, but again, meta pick is still. Oh no, they're just gonna go. All right, Jong. I think you have to take the floor for this one.
Oh my god! Well, now I guess you people can hear how excited I am from my fangirl screen. So, oh my goodness, guys, I cannot believe we are going to be seeing bloody Wu Chang of all hunters in IMR. So, yeah, first of all, let's think about this. Wu Chang against this is not like the best, because Wu Chang himself is more like a walking hunter, but he's definitely not the worst too. Like, one thing to note is that after the buff where like the if your umbrella shines, like when you use Infinite Nirvana and your umbrella like shines onto the survivors, their vaulting would get decreased massively. So this makes the Wu Chang's pattern mind gaming much stronger than before. And second of all, Mechanic is a breaking point for Wu Chang, as Wu Chang loves to go after the Mechanic, and Priestess long portals also get annihilated. And finally, I'm so excited for my boy Wu Chang to make his grand appearance here from my girly screen just now, as we're gonna be heading into the spawn selection here. Cosmos, okay, I'm done fangirling. Your turn.
Yeah, Jog is the CEO of Wu Chang. You better not disappoint here, UKY, because Wu Chang has been picked a lot in the IVL. I'm not sure about IGL, but I know IVL has been had a lot of Wu Chang, and we will see the spawn hunter will be picking right next in between the 4 and the priestess. Not the best. Wants to go for the Mechanic, most likely. Probably going to teleport there immediately, but wow, Wu Chang for you, Jong. I guess there is a bit of fan service after all for your own tournament, which is a great thing to see.
Yeah, definitely a great thing to see indeed. So we are now going to be, let's see, we're probably going to be heading into the match soon. But with this spawn though, because the thing with Wu Chang, like how I personally play Wu Chang is that basically I would use it to use the umbrella Earth game to not teleport straight away, because if you switch into Black is notorious for having a slow walking speed. Like, if you swap into Black, you do not get a hit or the survivor use the item to instantly transition away. That would be like 20 something seconds where Wu Chang is like a walking duck. So this is definitely not the ideal situation over there. So what Wu Chang would probably do is to use the umbrella to just like threaten the survivors into like limit their choices, walk closer to them, and start chasing. And like the ideal chase is the Mechanic, but if wanted, the Priestess is not that bad of a chase as well.
Yeah, and with that being said, we will be moving on to the first half and second round of Team Aquarius against Team Alex Love. I'm Cosmos, and of course Invisible Jong is the host of this tournament, and we will see how this Wu Chang fares against these really strong survivors. Really, I mean, you're excited. It's the Requiem skin. I don't know if this is a skin that you like, John.
Oh, this is actually one of my favorite skins that I do not use. I use the skin called 残花泪, which I do not know what is it in English, but teleport straight away though. But actually, no one was in the vicinity, so this is not that good of a start here for Wu Chang, because as I said, you use your umbrella as a threatening tactic, not teleport straight away. As now, Wu Chang would be a walking, like Wu Chang can just only use pure foot, and the mechanic does have broken windows to work with, so this will be a massive gap. And there is actually also no confined space too, but Miao Pai will actually be transitioning around these two short pallet areas, which is the strong suit of black over here, so this mechanic might be in a bit of a danger situation here. Oh,
manages to hit the bot. That will be presence, but it doesn't really matter. Also, one thing I want to keep out, I just noticed that the survivor only brought... Oh, there's going to be another bot down. Hunter only brought detention, by the way, so it's kind of like a... Well, we call it 八卦天赋 in Chinese, that's what I know, but it seems like mechanic will be taking a first hit, so it doesn't really matter if he didn't bring insolence, because that's just a lot of hits on the mechanic. So this Wu Chang is doing well, John.
Yeah, like there's the stun here, but this is that's short of a football, and honestly, this mechanic is taking too many hits left and right. In fact, I think if I'm not mistaken, she took like 4 hits in the vicinity of 30 seconds, which is not ideal there. And there's also the Priestess Portal here in case, but I think the thing now is that Wu Chang can just keep on like going after the 4 just to beta football, and if things go to worst, he can always hold blank and use the like blank tactic, but swaps into black though, and before there actually also predicts that the hunter will react in time, goes for drop down, and the 4 did indeed drag out a bit of time because the early down was only 2 ciphers at best, but the 4 did drag a bit of time, losing only half the football.
Yeah, I think the 4 was expecting excitement, but right now, so far so good for the side of Wu Chang. Does have quite a lot of presence, and Aeroplane is forced to come on the rescue. The ciphers are not really that fast either. Mechanic bot is not out, and Hunter tries to spot out someone from behind, but no, Priestess is not there. Aeroplane is right in front of your face right now. Can he go for the terror shot? It's getting thinner and thinner. Does not get the terror shot, but that's fine. Mechanic does manage to rebound. Hunter tries to go for arrow for some reason. Does have a Priestess Portal to work with, so this Mechanic could potentially rebound. Hunter, see if he chooses to go for a blink here. No, that just chooses to break the pallet. Priestess is still decoding at the hotel area, and right now this mechanic has to last very long. Seems like blink is going to come out here. It does manage to dodge it, uses the flywheel, mechanic dodges the blink. Beautiful stuff from Miao Pai right here, but is going to go down really soon. Does not take a drop down hit, but is going to take a hit right here.
Yeah, like,
wow.
First of all, like, it's very unlikely for this mechanic to kite even longer at this point of time, because like she has nothing to work with unless the priestess portals, but the hunter here definitely has a rough idea of which direction they're coming from, so we do see the aeroplanes getting thrown down, but he tries to wander up, but the priestess already make a sneak in, so yeah, it does seem that the Wu Chang camping game did not work out though, but let's see if it's able to kite this one out. But priestess tries to clog unfortunately Wu Chang is just too thin, so now like yeah tries to go for the pallet mine game here, but yeah, I think like once Wu Chang has a chance, he should just get the hit on the priestess straight away. Like get the hit on the priestess and just get rid of like any potential threats, as now he still has a teleport to work with to go after Miao Pai here.
Not thin enough over there just now. From the priestess blocking the stairs is going to transform into White Wu Chang. Is going to get the hit here, the fast hitbox, and now the mechanic is down. We'll see if forward is in the nearby vicinity. Is in the nearby vicinity. Forward coming out of nowhere. Mechanic is still alive somehow. Does hit another terror shot. I don't know how that hitbox managed to hit. Forward is still around to potentially harass, but the rugby ball is just so little, but still manages to get the hit. What? And still not skinny enough this time, Jong. So the mechanic is going to be playing around. There's no pallet there. Forward tries the flywheel, and they're trying to work up the cipher. Hunter is going to change the blackguard, but that's going to be the mechanic down. Forward, I don't think has any ball to work with. Hunter knows that and just immediately goes for the pickup, and I think they're going to go for the pop right now, Jong.
Yeah, so currently we are going to be approaching endgame here. And I think the plan now is to find a survivor, eliminate them first. So let's see, because there was no blink and no Umbrella, I don't think it'll be possible for the Wu Chang to really get more than a tie at this point of time, because he'll likely be forced to use the teleport to get the fort down. And you have to be cautious though, because we do see that the detention was in the same direction, because yeah, now there's no ability to work with, so he's gonna get chaired. And the 2 survivors are likely going to make their exit, so this is going to be a tie situation. But the fortunate thing though is Wu Chang is not a meta hunter at all, and that means that he did save some potential meta hunters to use in later rounds. But yeah, like first of all, this mechanic's kite was not the best, because I know she's fragile against the Wu Chang, but she took like 4 hits in a matter of 30 to 40 seconds, which is too fast. But the forward and the priestess able to support out and made it that they almost managed to keep all 4 men alive for endgame was very impressive indeed.
Yeah, survivors did really well to try to retain the mechanic, but because there's 9-12, so there's not really a lot of value to try to keep mechanic alive in the end game if she cannot kite long enough. So Hunter did choose to go for the tie. I feel that if he didn't want the tie, he would have tried to down the forward before using the Umbrella. But at the end of the day, it is a tie for Team Aquarius, and they are still retaining that 5-point lead from the first round, and it seems like we're probably going to move on to the second half from now.
Yeah, just a quick thing is that he could not have down the forward there, because there was a massive gap between him and the forward, and if he wants to preserve the Umbrella, by the time he got the down, the 2 people have already exited the gate, so yeah. Anyways, we're gonna head into a pause now. We'll see everyone after the pause. See you in a bit.
A mythical realm captured by the pen of a daring explorer. Like an eternal scroll buried deep within the golden sands. Quietly suspended at the edge of time. Clad in golden veils. Bathed in the gods' blessings. The feathers of Mott descend from the heavens. Weighing the sins of departed souls. The field of reeds sways with the breeze. Their ancient hymns echoing through the ages. Whispering of the endless cycle of life and immortality. A mythical realm captured by the pen of a daring explorer. Like an eternal scroll buried deep within the golden sands. Quietly suspended at the edge of time. Clad in golden veils. Bathed in the gods' blessings. The feathers of Mott descend from the heavens. Weighing the sins of departed souls. The field of reeds sways with the breeze. Their ancient hymns echoing through the ages. whispering of the endless cycle of life and immortality.
Alright, so we are back over here and we're heading into the second half of round 2. And the first round, getting a tie with Wu Chang is impressive considering that Wu Chang is not the meta hunter. And also the fact that it's Aquarius, and we've seen that before this, I believe Aquarius always achieved a minimum of free escape every game. But here, AL's hunter is able to do better achieving ties now. But now the question is, can their survivor hold up their own against Hoshen's hunter, as we will be heading into the second round. So Ted, you can begin. Second half of second round. Yeah.
Hoshen's hunter is very scary. Even if you get rid of the Goatman, and even if you ban another meta character like, let's say, Hullabaloo or Opera, he still has a lot of just a bag full of tricks. I mean, a bag full of everything really. Like there's nothing you cannot there's nothing you cannot not prepare against Hoshen. He probably has like almost every hunter. So we will see what they would opt to go for. I see that Wu Chang just disappearing out of nowhere. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe even Hoshen. What if Hoshen plays Wu Chang, Jong? Would that get you really like flared up?
Possibly, but yeah, hold on, as I messed up the screen, so I need to fix it. I think I mixed them up. But anyway, so while we're at it, while we're fixing in the middle of it, I can like verbally tell you what happened is the Seer and the Antiquarian got banned at the first 2 rounds.
Yep, and AL will be picking the Magician and Fire Investigator. I think great responses for Ivy. Opera is their hunter ban, by the way. So Fire Investigator and Magician can respond to Hullabaloo as well. It's not that terrible. Coordinator ban with First Officer getting picked, so they have a staple Rescuer, and Meteorologist will be the last ban, and they pick Toy Merchant instead, which is not really something that we see a lot in the meta, but is a good survivor for Chinatown, John.
Yeah, it is a good hunter or good survivor for Chinatown. So here, I do wonder what will Hoshen be picking. Like, we know for a fact that he has Breaking Wheel because we actually seen him pull it out against your own team. Like, I believe you got hunted, and it brings back some cough memories.
Not very pleasant ones, but yes, I love Breaking Wheel, but not when I'm facing against him.
Yeah, so first of all, let's fix the screen because I got it all wrong, but
yeah, no, we don't know if it's an Uchang just yet. I mean, we could still manifest one. He could just do a little bit of fan service for you, Jong, and just prove that, hey, my Uchang is better. But we'll see if that happens.
Nah, I don't think that will be the case here, but yeah.
Oh, well, regardless, I still think that Hullabaloo is still a great option here. I mean, Magician, yes, you can use the decoy, but if like after the decoy ends, Hunter could just put the clone again and just hit you. So we will see if it's Magician. Ivy is still possible, but I just think Ivy has a lot to deal with, like the Fire Investigator and the First Officer. It's not that easy. So we are going to see the Hullabaloo. It is locked in from the side of Hoshen, and yeah, I think it just makes sense. Toy Merchant, the catapult can be annoying, but let's say if the catapult jumps to like the stairs, for example, in the hotel area, you can just use the trapeze to go up the stairs as well as Hullabaloo. So it's not entirely difficult to deal with the Toy Merchant either.
Yeah, definitely not. Though, I mean, the Fire Investigator may also be a bit fragile. Like, I know the airbags can launch forward and help you extend out a kite for a bit, but I don't think it would help that much. So, and the Magician may also get silenced with the Pyrotechnist though, so this would be very dependent, but I think like it's more of a 50-50 because I can see them kiting it out, but the Toy Merchant is definitely a bit of a question mark for me if you ask me.
Yeah, and Toy Merchant is going to be the one spawning at Hotel. We will see if the Hunter chooses to spawn near the Toy Merchant or not, because I mean, I don't think the Hunter will really want to chase the person in Hotel, but other than that, it will be the Magician or the Fire Investigator. Hunter does spawn near the Toy Merchant, so actually not that bad. Toy Merchant does have Flywheel to work with, while Fire Investigator and Magician has the broken window. So interesting choices for the side of Team AL. And right now, I think the Toy Merchant needs to watch out for the Hullabaloo chasing against it. So the good thing is at Hotel you have the catapults and you can fly very far away. So we'll see if Mango is able to put that into their advantage if it gets chased.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see. So yeah, moving into it though, the thing with the Toy Merchant is that as long as you set up your catapults relatively early in advance, this will be fine and dandy, because the thing is that with Pyrotechnist, it only cancels the Toy Merchant from putting the catapult. But if your catapult is already out, they can launch while in the Pyrotechnist area. So this is one thing that's good for them. And yeah, like maybe if they utilize a 2-story and just like fly around the hotel and all, they can just drag for time without too much of a consequence there.
Yeah, and I do think that there is a good Toy Merchant buff. We'll see how it'll be put into effect right here as we move on to the second half of Team Aquarius against Team Alex Love. And I'm Cosmos, and your caster Invisible Jong here will be heading on to this game.
But yeah, let's see. Alright, moving in here, so yeah, gonna head straight to Mango, but Mango's actually gonna charge straight in. And yeah, I think Hushin didn't know that if he just walked through the first story just now, he would have instantly caught the Toy Merchant, because like, to everyone's surprise, the Toy Merchant chose this King Rubber. You chooses to go for a straight of a drop down without using the catapult. Maybe he thought that there's still a safe distance, so he's just gonna loop around, because so far both the catapult and his glider is still into play here.
Yeah, right now it does use the catapult. Hunter doesn't have trapeze to work with, but is able to catch off the Toy Merchant. Toy Merchant working its way towards the middle window right now. Tempest is nearby the vicinity. Hunter does not change target as there is a black mark on the Toy Merchant already. Chooses to warp to the Toy Merchant. I didn't even notice the warp yet, but Hunter needs to try to get a hit here. Does manage to get a red mark right now. And Toy Merchant likely, is he going to be able to that was a beautiful bait from Hushin, and that will be an injury on the side of the Toy Merchant. And the Cyphers are working his way up, but Hunter uses Trapeze, that will be a one more, and that's probably going to be a down. That is a down, and that's honestly pretty good on the side of team for Hushin right now.
Yeah, like, though honestly, if you ask me, this is more like a 50-50, like 2 Cyphers, which is decent for both sides, but the first officer's in the vicinity looking to try and just drag up more time with the Poseidon watch, but I think he missed the second watch just now. Okay,
forgot the third one as well.
Yeah, so it looks like the first officer may have to take a damage here and may potentially have a double down, but let's see. Does misses the black mark, tries to go for a double swing, did not work, so now going to trapeze, or rather encore, and is able to get a double down. So Toy Merchant had to place the catapult straight away, because if you got Pyrotechnist, then you cannot do that.
Yeah, a beautiful awareness from the side of Hushin to get the double down. Just really well done. But now it does give the Toy Merchant the ability to try to rebound kite. Toy Merchant is kiting near the Fire Investigator, which I don't think is really the best option. There's not much you can really do. And beautiful clone from Hushin, using just one swing to get that down. I thought he would take much more than that, but no. Hushin is going to chair near the Fire Investigator Cypher, and they don't have tide anymore with first officers still down. This is looking so far so good for the side of Team AR right now.
Yeah, definitely looking so far so good for Team AR. So yeah, moving into here though, let's see. First Fire Investigator, double down maybe? Yes, double down. It seems that the survivors are like keep on getting double down left and right, and this is meaning that the Cyphers are going to be like two Cyphers, whole Cyphers remaining, and the Fire Investigator also is in the vicinity. I think like them having the Toy Merchant is not working out, so Magician now might also potentially get damage here if it's not careful, but fortunately still able to last this one out. But hold on, he cannot get close to that, or else hold on, is able to take a damage, but is able to get the heal back up, so I don't even know if this is considered a win or not.
It's not. The magician got injured throughout all that. Just even though it was a pickup hit, I didn't know. I thought that happened so fast. I didn't even see it. Didn't even see it happen. Magician trying to kite for as long as he can, but no, that's going to be a terror shock. Just nothing really the magician can do. You're trapped between the pilot and the hunter. So right now, magician's going to be chair. First officer is first officer is healthy. Fire investigator is injured, but the Cyphers are just really slow. I don't think they can really handle the tempo that Hushin is providing right now.
Yeah, so yeah, like with them having 2 Cyphers behind, I'm not sure. Like, I think for AL, they are first of all them having Toy Merchant pick this one up. Oh, and even got the injury through the watch. But I was able to say things were very messy on their end, and like often when they got down to fast further than they thought, and because like they even have a traffic jam when multiple people were at the same side over there. So Hushin is definitely like just showing everyone why he is like a cool hunter now.
Yeah, just look at the clone placements. Look at the discipline. Everything on Hushin's side just really, really top notch, and like just the placement of the clones is.
Oh, I think Cosmos cut off there, but the placement of the clone was pretty good over there. So I think the survivors may have to try and pay for one. Hold on, uses the airbag. I'm not sure, like his if his plan is to try and force a rescue, if the chance of that succeeding is very low. So yeah, but let's see which here though. I think here maybe if the survivors are more daring, they could have had the first officer to keep on decoding and bait the hunter into thinking the Cyphers are about to be primed and bait him into cheering. But because here, as soon as they run away, Hoshin can just safely dump the fire investigator on the ground.
Yeah, and Hushin does spot out first officer with the tinnitus, just needs to locate the exact location of where the first officer is going. The first officer did use up the pocket watch just now to try to evade the hit, but to no avail, and Norton trying to hide behind the hunter. I don't think he's really going to give you the opportunity to pilot stun. Fire investigator does use self-heal though, and that's going to be a down on the first officer. Just look, he was just like playing. It's like playing a game. He's just watching like, oh, where can I hit the first officer with the black fright mark, and absolutely nails it. So right now Hunter tries to find the fire investigator, uses the clone and does spot out where the fire investigator direction is right now. So is going to go and spot it out. Fire investigator did use the self-heal. So does the first officer. So we will see if the first officer will be working on the new cipher. Breaks the remaining airbag for fire investigator. Fire investigator running to the hunter, and it's going to seem like the fire investigator is going to be taking the second down. Hunter has clone available in a few more seconds, and I just don't think doesn't even need the clone, and that's going to be fire investigator. No more self heal, and Hunter just has to find the first officer to finish the 4K job.
Yeah, with that finally gonna hit the 4K here. So yeah, like the first down was fine, but him, the survivors getting doubled down twice over there was definitely less than ideal for them. So I feel like this is one thing they should note is that their teamwork. We've seen the AL had showcased very good teamwork and also like not like decent kiting skills, but when it comes to rescuing, it seems that they often like do have misplays. But hold on, it does seem like it's trying to pick up the fire investigator, but there is insolence before, so I don't think it's gonna help them out for that much.
Oh
yeah,
the terror shock here because the survivor was in the white mark area, and wow, just masterclass from Hushin's Hullabaloo again. Not only the goat man, he's just proficient in all of the meta characters, and I do know that Alex Love is a really strong team against the meta. I mean, we literally saw them for escape against my team's Hullabaloo, but now it's the flip result where they get 4K'd by Hushin's Hullabaloo.
Yeah, the flip result definitely not shaping out too good because they're behind 2-0, so they have to try and do something or else they may have the history repeat on them again. But yeah, with that being said, we're gonna head into a quick pause, and we'll see everyone after the break for the third round, which may or may not be the final round depending on what happens. See you in a bit.
The light refracted by the rainbow carries a captivating, almost intoxicating fragrance. In Rainbow Town, happiness is as simple as a glass of Iris's tears. It brings endless cheers, flawless love, and everything you could ever wish for. With such overwhelming pain, such wild despair, shouldn't be yours. The happiness offered to you is within reach. Will you still turn it away? The light refracted by the rainbow carries a captivating, almost intoxicating fragrance. In Rainbow Town, happiness is as simple as a glass of Iris's tears. It brings endless cheers, flawless love, and everything you could ever wish for. With such overwhelming pain, such wild despair, shouldn't be yours. The happiness offered to you is within reach. Will you still turn it away? The light refracted by the rainbow carries a captivating, almost intoxicating fragrance. In Rainbow Town, happiness is as simple as a glass of Iris's tears. It brings endless cheers, flawless love, and everything you could ever wish for. With such overwhelming pain, such wild despair, shouldn't be yours. The happiness offered to you is within reach. Will you still turn it away? The light refracted by the rainbow carries a captivating, almost intoxicating fragrance. In Rainbow Town, happiness is as simple as a glass of Iris's tears. It brings endless cheers, flawless love, and everything you could ever wish for. With such overwhelming pain, such wild despair, shouldn't be yours. The happiness offered to you is within reach. Will you still turn it away? The light refracted by the rainbow carries a captivating, almost intoxicating fragrance. In Rainbow Town, happiness is as simple as a glass of Iris's tears. It brings endless cheers, flawless love, and everything you could ever wish for. But such overwhelming pain, such wild despair, shouldn't be yours. The happiness offered to you is within reach. Will you still turn it away? The light refracted by the rainbow carries a captivating, almost intoxicating fragrance. In Rainbow Town, happiness is as simple as a glass of Iris's tears. It brings endless cheers, flawless love, and everything you could ever wish for.
Aquarius, which is to no surprise because we've already seen how terrifying they were as they always 2-0'd everyone. But we will be heading into the third round, and this time around we finally get to see AL or AR in round 3, and maybe we'll know like what other tricks do they have for us past the third round, as we are going to be heading straight into it. So Ted, you can begin.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen Hushan literally picked out a fool's gold to try to finish off AR because he only needed 1k, so we'll see if something similar happens here. But right now, what matters more is we will be heading...
Looks like Cosmos cut off again. Oh, never mind, it was me who cut off.
Hello.
I'm back. Yeah, it was me who cut off, not you.
Ah!
It was me who cut off this time.
So you were the one cutting off, John.
Yeah, no, it was you last game, but anyways, heading into it now, this time TT is back on the hunter spot. So we are going to be seeing Seer Antiquarian, just the 2 standard stuff, but we are now going to be seeing the Fire Investigator potentially being selected, I guess, trying to... Wait, that's weird. Yeah, I think I got the wrong one, hold on.
Oops.
Yeah, this one is the correct one. Anyways, we're now going to be seeing the Seer and the Antiquarian being the first 2 banned here. So that does open up for Hula Baloo and Opera Singer are both also banned. So that does open up the Ivy if TT has.
Yeah, and Ivy, I mean the next best hunter, but Aquarius survivors will try to do their best to counter it, and they have selected the Fire Investigator and Embalmer to do so. Just great characters against Ivy. Hunter has banned out the Meteorologist, and Acrobat will be the 3rd pick. So Acrobat just a lovely character in this map, unfortunately. Fortunately, you have the 4-stop to work with. Unfortunate for the Hunter, of course. But yeah, like Acrobat just a solid pick. Mercenary going to be the last ban, and they're going to be picking Wildling.
Interesting though. Like Wildling is strong and all, but he has like 2 fatal, or rather 2 hunters that he's very bad against, and one of them is very strong in this map, and that's going to be the Gamekeeper. Like the Gamekeeper can just instantly hook the Wildling off the board here. So either they're confident that gamekeeper will not be selected, or they are like being a bit, they're confident that Wildling would work out, because here TC can potentially go for the gamekeeper with the selections that occurred right over here.
Yeah, I think honestly gamekeeper I would say is also the best option here. I mean, just to deal with the Wildling, or unless he wants to go for something a bit more extravagant. I mean, there's always Breaking Will. I'm just saying I would play Breaking Will in this situation personally, but who knows?
Yeah,
Maybe
Breaking
not.
Will. No, Breaking Will actually does work here, to be fair, but we'll see. Yeah, Breaking Will
True,
does
but
work
yeah,
on the
Acrobat and Fire Investigator will be difficult to deal with though.
Yes, but I mean, we did see TT with Soul Weaver yesterday, but I highly doubt it is the one gonna be selected here in this map with this team comp. So it's more of what TT is still has in his pick. Like Smiley Face if he has one, if not the best, but oh, looks like I called it correctly, as Gamekeeper would be selected here, because Gamekeeper, as I mentioned, can hook the Wildling off the board, and thus can work out against the Acrobat, though I do see the Fire Investigator working out against it.
Yeah, I remember playing Gamekeeper against Fire Investigator at 4th stop. Not a good memory because I got absolutely cooked at that area. So we'll see if that happens as well. It doesn't even need to be Fire Investigator at 4th stop. Could also be Acrobat. And the thing is, Gamekeeper can really Gamekeeper can chase the person in Haunted House, which is very likely where the Embalmer would spawn. So we will see how things go and who the Gamekeeper will chase. But honestly, I think just a great pick on the side of Team AL right now. But we will see if the theory can be exchanged into practicality and how the Gamekeeper does, John.
Yeah, definitely. So we are going to be heading into... Oh wait, which button was it again? Yeah, we are going to be heading into the spawn selection here. Gamekeeper can chase anyone. Heck, if he really wants it that bad, he can chase the Wildling first, but maybe not the Wildling. Like, it'll be better for him to chase either the Embalmer or Acro first. So it seems like with this spawn, like, he can head towards the Fire Investigator, but the issue behind that is the Fire Investigator's airbags will be very strong against the Gamekeeper. So this will be a bit of a potential issue here.
Yeah, that is quite true, but if we look at the personas, it's kind of a strange. The Fire Investigator brought Tide Turner, which I barely like just see full on Tide Turner and borrow time, so Fire Investigator must be really confident in the side of Haunted House. I don't know if they expected the Gamekeeper. I mean, we could very well see the Fire Investigator get chased with Tide Turner. Well, we'll see how that would translate. There could also just be the possibility that the Hunter goes for the Embalmer, but I think he would have to bring Teleport or Warp for that.
Oh, definitely. So, yeah, like as I said, Gamekeeper's best opportunity here, though, is how he can abuse the fact that that he can hook the Wildling off, though. So anyways, we are going to be heading into the game now with your caster Invisible Joan and Cosmos, and we'll see you in a bit.
I love this skin.
Oh, this is the skin I use for Gamekeeper too, but yeah. Heading to spawn selection, gonna go straight towards the Wildling. Yes, you can hit the Wildling off the board, though there is an thing, is that Wildling can also just instantly hop on the board, and basically when that happens, with the speed boost, it might still be not that easy to get the hook on the Wildling too. But hold on, does seem to have a clean cut here though, so let's see, can he do it? Evade the first one, the second one, able to get a terror shot, and
The Wildling's gonna go down immediately. What? Sorry.
oh my goodness! And Normal was not even ready, Cosmos. What on earth is this?
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, John. PP, what? I mean, just like Wildling's, PP's Wildling could have just not vaulted. Like, yes, you could take the hook, but giving the terror shock like that so cheaply, just really bad decision. And right now, the Gamekeeper does have the upper edge, and things are looking really good right now for Team AL, but we'll see how they manage to rescue. Melpie gets the rescue immediately. Hunter could still go for the Walling. Walling didn't opt to go for the boar there, and that's going to be a second chair just farming off the hit. Not looking good at all for the sign of Team Aquarius. What is going on?
Yeah, one in the something Cypher. I think the Watling there was a bit too maybe like safe mentality, like thinking, oh, he won't go after me, oh, he won't get the hook off me, which is exactly the case here. And now finally gonna abnormal the Cypher because like he thought, oh, 30% is not worth abnormaling over, but because the down is too that fast. Though we do have the Fire Investigator in it, and the Fire Investigator, I do see the Fire Investigator can give the room for a rebound kite, though, as a beautifully placed airbag ends up hitting the chair though. So this is actually like a relatively successful rescue, but this is not a full percent gamekeeper, so he can afford to miss this hook, which he doesn't miss this hook. Waited for potential flywheel, there was no flywheel, so we're talking about 2.5 ciphers into the game. It's already a full presence gamekeeper, and the Watling will be sent back to the Manor.
Yeah, really early on, and remember, abnormal is what the Hunter trait is, so their ciphers are looking really slow right now. They really have to work their way and like really have to fight an uphill battle. Even though Team Aquarius have been doing so well so far this tournament, this is not a good sign at all, as Hunter chases a Fire Investigator with Ty Turner only, no kiting traits. So already has full presence unlocked. I just don't really see I don't really see how the survivors can really last against this. Hunter has so much tempo already, and that's going to be a chip on the Fire Investigator. Chooses to break the bomb first and not down the Fire Investigator though, or take a hit.
I mean, he would not have gotten that hit down, but yeah, I definitely feel like it would have been better if he just did that. But hold on though, Fire Investigator must go that early. You can get terror shocked off there. So let's see more hooks. But yeah, currently the Fire Investigator, I feel like just now he could have placed a trap there. He wants to get the hook. The Fire Investigator definitely does not want to give the free hook, so let's see. Unfortunately, not able to evade it, and down it goes. And the thing is that because the coffin that being placed is in the vicinity, Saki-chan can just instantly go back. The fortunate thing though is that cipher would be popped, so he could not exactly abnormal it, so that's gonna limit the effectiveness of the abnormal.
Yeah, great work from Embalmer there, popping the cipher. There is still a fighting chance, and we will see if the Fire Investigator will be embalmed here. Does choose to go for the embalm, and we could see, I don't know how, when did the cipher get this fast, John? I thought that the Hunter got a really good early game against the Walling, but apparently they have worked their ciphers back up, and the Fire Investigator trying to get away from the Embalmer's cipher, and it seems like Acrobat might be equipped to go for the next rescue, and just there is still a chance for an endgame even with the early down, and Team AR is starting to stabilize this match again, John.
Yeah, I think at this point, the moment the chair happens, Saki-chan cannot afford to guard it. He must charge after the cipher straight away for TC here, because he did take some time to down the Fire Investigator, so now he cannot afford to camp this one, and gonna charge straight for it, which is able to get the hook very long distance away. Waited up for the flywheel effect, but there was also no flywheel effect, so now he should just go back. Do not let them decode the cipher. He has a winning game, but he can abnormals that choose to, but I feel like it would have been better if he just got the swing there, but now he's trying to gambling on the fact that he can down this Fire Investigator, but can he though? Because the Acrobat's blocking, I think he cannot waste more time on here.
Oh, beautiful pallet stun there. I thought it would be better for him to guard the cipher, but now tries to go for a Fire Investigator on Death Chair, but I don't really think that's the best option either. Acrobat is coming in for the support. Hunter does have a hook to work with, misses the firebomb. Hunter chooses to go for the Acrobat instead, which I don't really think is the best idea. Right now, the cipher is going to be primed really soon, and Trump card is just not available for any trait just yet. Fire Investigator can just go for the rescue.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like just now he should have just gotten the swing on the Embalmer and just instantly played for endgame rather than this, because rather than abnormaling it. But yeah, goes for the hook now, but I'm not sure if that's gonna do anything, because he's gonna lose his hook for endgame as well. That's some bad movements or bad decision making for TC's side here.
Beautiful pallet stuns. This gamekeeper starting to eat a bit of a pallet mukbang here. Fire Investigator needs to last long enough so Hunter cannot teleport to the other side. Fire Investigator, can he dodge this hook? Hunter chooses to hook the first time. chooses to hook a second time. A fire investigator just behind the pallet. Hook is about to the cooldown. Oh, misses the hook. So fire investigator does manage to get a hit. Hunter just walks straight past the pallet. Is on death chair. We'll see if the teleport is ready. The gate is being worked on, but we see the acrobat just being too far away from the gate. Hunter does manage to teleport, so it is going to be potentially a 3-man onwards.
Or
acrobat needs to work the force up.
It may still even be a 4-man because we'll have to see. The acrobat is very slow at popping the gate. As long as he can get this embomber down fast enough. Yeah, I don't think it was a good idea to hook. He's just trying to balefly, but yeah, with the acrobat touching the gate, it does seem that this will be a 3-man. But yeah, I feel like Saki TC's best opportunity was to get the swing and play for the field control. Because the fire investigator was at the last chair to begin with, he could have gotten the embomber down fast, and also the fact that all 3 ciphers are in that side of the map, he could have field controlled and camped over there rather than choosing to go for the camp there. Like, that's not what he should have done over there.
Yeah, I mean, missing out on the 4-man opportunity is quite devastating, but then again, it is a 3-man elimination against Team Aquarius, and I believe that is the first time a Hunter has won against Team Aquarius, right, John? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're right. That was the first time, so that's definitely a bit of a breakthrough for AL's Hunter. So the question is, can the Survivor do the breakthrough? Because so far, Hushin has 4K in every match he began with and never approached endgame. And this is the thing that AL Survivor must break through, or else here AR Hunter can still instantly win in third rounds by 4-manning. So let's see, can AL Survivor make a breakthrough? Their Hunter already did, now it's up to their Survivors. So with that being said, we're gonna head into a quick pause, and we'll see everyone after the break. See you in a bit.
The light refracted by the rainbow carries a captivating, almost intoxicating fragrance. In Rainbow Town, happiness is as simple as a glass of Iris's tears. It brings endless cheers, flawless love, and everything you could ever wish for. But such overwhelming pain, such wild despair, shouldn't be yours. The happiness offered to you is within reach. Will you still turn it away? The light refracted by the rainbow carries a captivating, almost intoxicating fragrance. In Rainbow Town, happiness is as simple as a glass of Iris's tears. It brings endless cheers, flawless love, and everything you could ever wish for. But such overwhelming pain, such wild despair, shouldn't be yours. The happiness offered to you is within reach. Will you still turn it away? The light refracted by the rainbow carries a captivating, almost intoxicating fragrance. In Rainbow Town, happiness is as simple as a glass of Iris's tears. It brings endless cheers, flawless love, and everything you could ever wish for. such overwhelming pain, such wild despair, shouldn't be yours.
Alright, we're back everyone, and what may or may not be the last match of IMR Chapter 7, as we do not know the result of this match. But the current score is like after losing 2 rounds in a row, the third round, AL's Hunter got a 3-man elimination. So this means that AR's Hunter, like as long as AL achieve a 1-man escape, they can still survive for round 4. But if they get 4-man by AR's Hunter Hoshin here, it will be over. So anything can happen in this very last round. Sotet, you can begin.
Yeah, I mean, if I was Team AL right now, I would try to go for a tie as much as possible. You want to win the round, because the thing is, tying this round means that you have to win the next 2 rounds and also win by points in order to secure a victory against AR, which is looking very unlikely, especially we know how strong Hoshin's Hunter is. So really, they need to get the tie here. They really need to get an upper hand with like that Gamekeeper just now was it was just a very good display on how Gamekeeper could deal with Wildling. And yeah, we will see what Team AL would do right now, like with the bandits and picks.
Yeah, we are gonna see there's no Shadow and Opera Singer here, so probably just get rid of the Meta Hunters. But we do know in fact that Hoshin played Breaking Wheel, so that he has it. So we do see the Merc and a Meteorologist, which a Meteorologist is good because when the Breaking Wheel switches into human form, the Meteorologist can instantly push them away with push them away with her strong wind and all. But currently, like with the fact that the Psychologist out of all things getting banned, I'm thinking this is more of a controlling Hunter, maybe Hermit, maybe Dream Witch, depending. I feel like anything can be possible now.
Yeah. Personally, I want to see a full scold from Hoshin, but I don't really think he's going to be picking that. Well, we'll see. Maybe he picks out the Ucha, who knows. But yeah, really, there's really no information on what Hoshin might bring, in my opinion. Coordinator is getting selected, and so is a Prospector. So kind of a similar team comp as the one yesterday against Lunasomnia, except this time instead of a dancer, it's the Meteorologist.
Yeah, this does seem to be a bit of their signature ping, because we know that the player named Norton plays surprise Norton. So like, first of all, I feel like Breaking Wheel can work here if Hoshin brings the excitement rather than brings excitement rather than Blink. The Breaking Wheel is playable here. I mean, Gamekeeper on its own, not the best maybe, because the thing with Gamekeeper against the Meteorologist is if you get the hook, it's gonna push them back. But hold on, it seems that Hoshin here will be having to play the Guard 26. I mean, Guard 26 was a camping hunter and all, like was a tie hunter and all, but ever since the buff as we've been seeing in IVL, he can also get consistent wins, because the thing is that now when you chair someone first, you sort of have to come in and rescue, or else what will happen is that the remote bomb detonation would make the person accelerate, and it will be very hard to last it out.
Yeah, I mean, Bon usually, back then I would say it's not a really good option in this map, because it's so big, like it's such a big map, and they could just big, yeah, like sell. I was trying my best not to let people clip farm that, but yeah, like right now the difference is that the Guard 26 now can use its ability to just, like, I don't know, explode someone on the chair, which sounds really crazy, but they have to rescue before half. And since now, like, Moonlit has so much distance to cover now, it can be a difficulty for the mercenary to come and rescue in this situation.
Yeah, well, I call it detonation, but whatever. I call it, detonation, yeah, but anyway, so moving on here, we are going to be seeing the Prospector maybe taking the first K, and Sotet, that you can do it now, but please do not do it in the match later. So yeah, moving on here, we are going to be seeing Norton Prospector may take the first kite, and we've already seen that Norton is very good with Norton before. So let's see how is it gonna work out here.
Yeah, I honestly think Hunter might just go for the mercenary, but we will see. I do think that warp is the likely trade. If he goes for Norton, perhaps it's a different trade. But then again, I think warp is just the most likely trade. We'll see from Bonbon right here. Hushan is known for that Bonbon, so honestly, I could really see him chasing either the mercenary or the prospector. I don't really expect him to go to Haunted House just to chase the coordinator. And yeah, like Team AL survivors, again, they need a tie, and I think against this Hunter, they have the opportunity to do so. So we will see how things go. Right now, it's either they get the tie, or it's going to be really hard to try to bounce back against Team Aquarius. So we will be moving on to the second half of round 3. Again, it's Cosmos and Invisible Jong as your caster here, and we will be seeing you.
Yeah, what may or may not be the last match.
Yep.
Anyways, we're going to be heading into the match soon, but yeah, this may or may not be the last match. Who knows? Very, very intense here.
Yeah, Alex Love is going to chase the prospector right now. Bonbon acting like Oppenheimer, he's going to throw his bombs and try to get out this prospector. Prospector is going to loop around first. We'll see if he's going to be able to use the train later. Hunter is going to place a bomb here, and we'll see if he can dodge. I don't think he's going to dodge the first bomb, is he? Oh, that's going to be a first stun, and does manages to dodge the bomb and use the tram as well. Warp is not ready, so this is... I think even the second stop was selected, so Hunter doesn't have warp available, so that was actually a great job from Team AL right there. And Hunter forced to change to the coordinator.
Yeah, this is actually a very decent teamwork over here, as now Hoshin will be marching. And little did he know the core was already hiding in the 2-story, but he was hiding at the other side of the stairs. But core actually revealed herself. I feel like if she just stayed put there, I don't think the Hunter even would have realized. But now out in the open, Hoshin being cautious of any potential flare gun, Core can fire it now. Like, that's the thing, you have to fire when you have a clean shot, which that was indeed a clean shot. So, warp is going to be forced out over here though, but I think this is a bit of an over warp for Hoshin over here. Able to warp that dangerously close, flywheel effect to just make it to the pallet, and that could have ended badly there. But yeah, with that being said, currently we're talking about 2 ciphers, and no one has been injured so far, so this is shaping up very good for Team AL. Yeah,
a really good kite here for Team AL. I mean, you want to get as much as the kite possible, because the Guard 26 does have its strength lying on like the camp, so we will see how much time this card can buy. It's almost 3 ciphers, which is always a good sign, and card eats the chip here, but it still doesn't matter. Hunter doesn't have the remote controlled bomb just yet. Is trying to chip down the coordinator right here, and I think doesn't manage to get the chip, so coordinator is still staying alive and trying to mind game on the pallet, but that's going to be a down on the coordinator, and still 3 ciphers are done, so this is looking great for Team AL right now to even get a tie.
Yeah, as long as the mercenary does not get terror shocked off the chair, I feel like this is shaping up to be a very good game. Like right now, there is a bomb loaded on the coordinator, so that means it's gonna force the mercenary to come in. So but the mercenary has to be very careful though, because he already took a chip bomb, so this may end badly. Like, he has to be very careful. As I said, he cannot afford to fail rescue over here, so he has to come in soon, because it's 9 more seconds. Hold on, 8, 6, 5, anything can happen. 4, 3, he has to go for it. Forced to dodge, and it was an over half rescue, but fortunate thing is that it was over half, but he did pull off, so which is better than nothing, I guess. As now unlikely for the core to last past too long past tide turn, because like the Meteorologist's cipher is the one, or the Prospector's one is the last one, and I feel like there may be a possibility that Hushin would choose to warp straight towards it. So the survivors, the Meteorologist, will have to start a new cipher potentially, and send in the rain to heal up the Merc as well.
Yeah, but the cipher at Godkite is approaching 80. Doesn't seem like they're gonna continue working on it, knowing that the hunter has warp available. We'll see the Norton X leaving the area right now. And Mercenary choosing to use self heal, so not sure if the hunter realizes that, but that could be something that is worth noting during the end game. Hunter trying to spot out the prospector does not realizes that he's not hiding at the edge of the Godkite. So really great work from the survivors right now, still pressuring that Tinnitus, but Hunter has no idea where the prospector is. Does not get Tinnitus anymore. Prospector is at the top of the haunted house, and they're working on two different ciphers. So honestly, I think Hushin might be gearing. I don't know why Drong's stream is just paused. Hello?
Because I was the one who lagged out, but whatever. So yeah, heading into the game right now, we're going to be seeing the survivors are all scattered apart, each person working on one. I feel like they could have sent two survivors on the same cipher rather than this. But yeah, currently this is shaping up to be very good, because the thing we're having is, if the last cipher is the meteorologist cipher, which is very high in progress, and if Hushin dares to warp or teleport towards there, then the prospector can rush the cipher at the Godkite. So this is shaping up to be like a very decent endgame, as we are going to be approaching a 3-man endgame situation, and Hushin will have to choose carefully what he does, because it's unlikely for him to chase the prospector down fast anyways, because the prospector has 3 elbow pads to work with.
Yeah, Prospector has magnets to work with, I think, not elbow pads. But
yeah,
it's going to chase someone with elbow pads. That will be the Mercenary. We'll see if the Mercenary can try to go for a dungeon. Does manage to elbow pad away towards the haunted house. And we'll see if it's able to get dungeon at the working carousel area. It's very unlikely now since there is no more items to work with. But I mean, at the end of the day, they're just trying to do their job to get a tie. Mercenary playing around with the pallet, but I just think that it's going to be a down here. And they're opening up the 4-stop gate. So that is going to be very likely tie for Alex Love, which is exactly what they need to win the round. And we will be seeing a BO4 draw.
Yeah. So after getting forced into match point here Team AL actually manages to clutch them back for the win with their Hunter free manning and their survivors achieving a tie. So this does save them for a bit, because now it's possible. In terms of points, before it was 14-4 for first 2 games, and this round it's back into 17-9 if I'm not mistaken. I'll double confirm that with Salted later. It turns that into 17-9. So yes, they are still massively behind of points, but this gives them the possibility of either try to get a 0-10 back in the lead, or win both round 4 and round 5 because they won round 3.
Yeah, so not over just yet for the side of Team Alex Love. I mean, I think their likely chance of winning is to win the next 2 rounds. And we will see if that will happen, Jong. I mean, they did last until BO4, so it is not entirely impossible just yet, and if they don't give up on hope. So I think we'll be moving on to the break right now, and we will be seeing you in a BO4, which honestly, I have no idea what's going to happen in BO4. I'm really excited.
Yeah, same. No idea too, as anything can happen. With that being said, we're gonna head into a pause, and we'll see everyone after the break in round 4. See you in a bit.
The light refracted by the rainbow carries a captivating, almost intoxicating fragrance. In Rainbow Town, happiness is as simple as a glass of Iris's tears. It brings endless cheers, flawless love, and everything you could ever wish for. But such overwhelming pain, such wild despair, shouldn't be yours. The happiness offered to you is within reach. Will you still turn it away? The light refracted by the rainbow carries a captivating, almost intoxicating fragrance. In Rainbow Town, happiness is as simple as a glass of Iris's tears. It brings endless cheers, flawless love, and everything you could ever wish for. But such overwhelming pain, such wild despair, shouldn't be yours. The happiness offered to you is within reach. Will you still turn it away? The light refracted by the rainbow carries a captivating, almost intoxicating fragrance. In Rainbow Town, happiness is as simple as a glass of Iris's tears. It brings endless cheers, flawless love, and everything you could ever wish for. But such overwhelming pain, such wild despair, shouldn't be yours. The happiness offered to you is within reach. Will you still turn it away? The light refracted by the rainbow carries a captivating, almost intoxicating fragrance. In Rainbow Town, happiness is as simple as a glass of Iris's tears. It brings endless cheers, flawless love, and everything you could ever wish for. But such overwhelming pain, such wild despair, shouldn't be yours. The happiness offered to you is within reach. Will you still turn it away? The light refracted by the rainbow carries a captivating, almost intoxicating fragrance. In Rainbow Town, happiness is as simple as a glass of Iris's tears. It brings endless cheers, flawless love, and everything you could ever wish for. But such overwhelming pain, such wild despair, shouldn't be yours. The happiness offered to you is within reach. Will you still turn it away? The light refracted by the rainbow carries a captivating, almost intoxicating fragrance. In Rainbow Town, happiness is as simple as a glass of Iris's tears. It brings endless cheers, flawless love, and everything you could ever wish for. But such overwhelming pain, such wild despair, shouldn't be yours. The happiness offered to you is within reach. Will you still turn it away? The light refracted by the rainbow carries a captivating, almost intoxicating fragrance. In Rainbow Town, happiness is as simple as a glass of Iris's tears. It brings endless cheers, flawless love, and everything you could ever wish for. But such overwhelming pain, such wild despair, shouldn't be yours. The happiness offered to you is within reach. Will you still turn it away? The light refracted by the rainbow carries a captivating, almost intoxicating.
Alright, we're back everyone. So, yes, AL has just managed to win the third round against Team AR. So we are now going to be heading into the fourth round. And we were just applauding like how good the reset was for from Team AL after the elimination from the court right over there. So them winning the third round is definitely huge because they got 2-0'd by AL before, but now by AR I mean, but now this gives them a bit of a chance where they can either try to 10-0 and reverse it by points, or win both round 4 and round 5. And Sotet, you can begin.
Yeah, I think the more likely situation for them to win is to win round 4 and round 5, because if they tie any of the rounds, they will be losing at a point deficit of 8, I believe, John?
Yeah, the situation they are sort of in right now is that if they want to tie round 4 and win round 5 or vice versa, they need a 10-0, which is near impossible. So, yeah, for them it's to win both round 4 and round 5, and there's no really other option than that. So we are going to be seeing the Seer and the Antiquarian being the first to ban, and my apologies, I forgot to change the map pick screen once again, of it's supposed to be Red Church this time. So yeah, with that being said, Red Church, no Seer, no Antiquarian. Prospector... Oh, wait. Oh, I thought Prospector was in global bans. My apologies, it was Meteor.
He was last pick, yeah. Yeah, so kind of a mirror match of yesterday, what Team Alex Love did to Team Luna Somnia. Prospector and Dancer is out and about again. I believe Church is kind of their comfort map. And we will see the Acrobat getting banned, so Barmaid will be the one coming in in response, and Gravekeeper will be the last ban, and so the rescuer that they're going for is the Wildling drone.
Yeah, I mean, this does open up a Gamekeeper of his own, but the thing though is that the Gamekeeper is not the best in Red Church because of all the high wall areas and stuff. It will make it very hard. And also, like, if Wax Artist, same deal, it'll be hard. And I don't think it would be the Gamekeeper. Like, Gamekeeper does ban Gravekeeper, but it would not really go out of the way to get rid of the Acrobat. So I'm personally wondering what are they exactly aiming for over here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Gamekeeper should have been picked last round because right now, honestly, in this situation, I would want to play the Bonbon, but Bonbon being in global ban just kind of devastating for the side of... I mean, not really devastating, but it is kind of an inconvenience for Hushin. So he would have to think of a hunter that can counter that Prospector and deal with the Dancer well enough. And yeah, like you mentioned, I think Wax is a potential option. Like, I mean, just great Thai character. If you want to go for a win, you can go for a win. But we will see if Hushin also has other options.
Yeah, but here, like, the Watling was selected last just because Merc and First Officer, the two strongest rescuers, is already sitting in global bans at this point. So, like, that's the thing with global bans. You've been using up a lot of these characters, but slowly but eventually, those characters that you use will end up coming back to bite you. Oh my goodness, here. If Nyashi was here, he would be screaming in excitement, probably.
Yeah, and honestly, this reminds me of Panda's Hunter actually did bring out the Sculptor in round 4 against my team. So we will be seeing that on Team Hushin's side. Sculptor was always a character, like there was the Sculptor meta, and she was apparently no longer meta because her full presence was nerfed by 0.1 second. I still don't understand why she's no longer meta. 0.2, oh, 0.2, no wonder. But it's still 0.2, but yeah.
0.2 is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean,
her full presence statue, the statue of nobility, is now is much easier to dodge after that nerf, mate.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, I also think that because the survivors just gradually got better, there was just a lot more answers to Sculptor. But Sculptor is still a formidable hunter, and we will see that their spawn picks against the Sculptor, the Prospector at the Shack, Barmaid is at the Gakkai while Dancer is at middle, so I think it's very likely for the hunter to chase Barmaid, but we'll see.
Yep. Yeah, so with that being said though, there are two broken windows, and broken windows is very good in extending out the distance because that's the thing against that's the thing, like how you deal with a Sculptor is to extend out distance with broken windows and all. So with that being said, like, the personal wise, it looks fine. And in this spawn selection, both Barmaid and Prospector may get first chase. It will probably be Norton's Prospector because the Prospector is fragile early game. So he only has one magnet, so he's a much more ideal chase here.
I would actually disagree there because I think the hunter would go for the Barmaid. She has really good support, so getting rid of that Dovlin, yes, Prospector can come in and support, but I just think that there's not really a lot of space for the Barmaid to kite while the Prospector does have a lot of rebound opportunities. But we will see. So that will be round 4, first half of Team Alex Love against Team Aquarius. So Jong, take it away.
Yep, and this is not overtime because this is a best of 5, so... Oh yeah, but Galatea, like, some people do play Galatea because they buff the insolence, which is going to be a trait here. It's going to be insolence and trump card, so there's actually no detention, which is a very risky build on Team Hushin's side. And let's see would this work in their favor or not. As Prospector playing hide and seek, hiding behind the Shack, Hushin realizes it and going after her. So just trying to shrink the gap and find a clear statue distance, but currently doesn't exactly achieve it. So Norton, it does end up getting chipped once, but he is going to be entering the center where there's already like 3 music boxes set up by the female dancer. So that must be the plan, is for them to play around the loop around the church. But Norton going to exit it straight away though, so that sort of makes it not that effective, seeing that he got chipped into half health now.
Yeah, beautiful chase from the side of Hushin. I mean, almost getting a third one. That will be the first stun for the Prospector. Let's get another chip. Wow, just clutching it out. And Insolence is available. That is going to be another stun for Prospector. Trying to dodge these statues. Blink is available. Gets the Terror Shock, so that's almost full presence already. So that's honestly really good for for Hushin right now. And the Cyphers are not even worked up that much just yet because of the Dancer placing boxes.
Yeah, like the thing is, The thing is that was a very good plan, but literally the prospector only got there once and got out of the church instantly. That makes that whole setup, the value they gained from that was not worth what all the resources and time they placed into it, because the prospector just instantly exited. The one is gonna come in straight away before full presence, but I feel like it might have been better if they do not rescue entirely, because we're dealing with full presence Galatea here, and we all know how terrifying she is with Statue of Nobility. Nice duck there preventing the Walling from doing the pushback, and now prospector like Norton is in a very dangerous spot.
Yeah, they have full presence, and exactly just that full presence is getting used up. Walling harassment can come in, but I think Hunter can just deal with it by placing a statue. Yep. I don't think this Walling can really harass at all. That's just beautiful work from Hushin. Also has the awareness to do that. And Prospector, yes, you could rescue thinking of a rebound, but the chances of that are just so slim. It was just better off just selling the Prospector, perhaps. And we will see the Prospector on the second chair. I don't really think they have the resources to rescue, because there's just like, it's a full presence sculptor. There's not really a lot of rebound opportunities.
Yeah, maybe the survivors can consider to sacrifice, but seems that no Barmaid gonna come for it, but this might backfire on her if she fails the rescue. So hold on, Barmaid has to be very careful here, but misses a couple statues. Only one group of statues left, able to evade that as well, but the chair time very dangerous here. Terror shock opportunity. Barmaid, hold on, is able to pull it off and goes for the swing. Does not. Magnet's gonna come into play. Beautiful move, able to stay alive. So the Barmaid is here though. I think maybe they want the Barmaid to try and use the wine, but I feel like that would be a very hard for that to actually work out.
Yeah, playing with fire here right now, Alex Love, which absolutely makes sense, because right now they need to win the round, so Prospector needs to rebound. There is a lot of Cypher progress remaining still. Hunter manages to cancel out the stun duration. That is fantastic. That's a fantastic job by Hushin. And right now, Prospector is still trying to kite for his life. Gets one chip, the one chip away from getting down. And we see the Walling getting on board, so we might see a harassment over here, John.
Yeah, and Hushin getting a little bit hasty here, because he did miss a very like clean cut statue. But let's see if he's able to get a swing here. If able to get the swing, the Walling is in the vicinity. But the thing is that he can just hold a blink if he wants to. Like the Walling now is in full health, has nothing to fear. So maybe he can consider to just hold a blink if worse come, or get hit off the board.
Yeah, beautiful work there from Hushin, preventing the harassment. So Walling not on board, but it is almost one Cypher done. The 66% Cypher is getting stopped. Immortal leaving the graveyard area, which I think is the best option. They do have a full presence sculptor to work against, and the Barmaid hasn't really used the Doblin to heal just yet, which I don't really think is that good of an option, because you want to heal as much chip as possible. But Hunter misses the statue, is spotting out the Barmaid though, so Barmaid will be the next target. And there's not a lot of kiting ability. Hunter trying to get this Barmaid chip away, still not healing up the chip. So the thing is, you can't really heal right now, because you can just get more statues on the Barmaid. Does go for the speed boost. We'll see how Hushin deals with this Barmaid. There is still a statue to work with. Does seem like Barmaid is going to get the heal off eventually, unless the statue hits. Does manage to get a hit.
Speed boost.
One more chip. Oh, gets the down. So that will be Barmaid down. Yeah.
Yeah, like as you mentioned, his choice to not heal over there may come back to bite him here. The fortunate thing though is that the Cyphers are looking to be enough soon, and also gonna go straight for it though, but this may also not work, because little did he know the Cypher, which if I'm not mistaken, it's the one at the red carpet, is also very high in progress too, so the survivors can easily like heal up and then send one for each Cypher.
Yeah, doesn't seem like Hushin will have any more traits to work with in the end game if they manage to pop the Cypher. I don't really know if you can chair the Barmaid. Can he chair the Barmaid in time? Okay, does manage to chair the Barmaid, so that is still fine. But does manage to get a chip on the Walling, so that will be the exchange. Needs to stuff this Walling rescue, and we will see. But Walling gets on board, so Cypher will be primed by the time Walling gets tries to go for a dash there. Don't know if he's going to go for another one. It's going to be dropped off. Hunter going to get a hit, and that's going to be a down, but the Cypher is going to pop, and Walling has borrowed time. No detention on the side of the Hunter. Barmaid can't really use heal anymore either, so that will be a flywheel to work with for the endgame.
Yeah, like that decision or that choice may not be the best here though. So Duck's over there. Barmaid looking to kite this one out. I mean, ideally the survivors would want the free escape, but it'll be pretty difficult considering the position they're in. And Hushin here just checking to make sure the dungeon is not at the top broken to just be safe. And because he has no detention, he cannot really go for more. If the survivors can try to go for more here because they can heal the wildling up, but with the amount of chips that the barmaid already got, he's just trying to regen the wine here, but this would be hard to pull it off too.
Yeah, and that's going to be a down of the barmaid, just a standard chip. And we will see most likely a dancer and the wildling escaping. So that will be a tie for the side of AL survivors, really doing a great job trying to neutralize Hushin. I mean, it's not easy to even get an escape from Hushin, let alone two. So we will be passing it back to the side of Aquarius survivors, and we will see if they get a 3-man escape, it will be over. But who knows? He might also get. We'll see how the AL Hunter does, John.
Yeah, like ideally for AL, they will want a 3-man elimination, because if they tie again, it means that they're heading into round 5, needing to reverse needing to get a 10-0 score, which will be very difficult. So we'll have to see how this would work out for them. But with that being said, we're gonna head in a quick pause, and we'll see everyone after the break. See you in a bit.
The light refracted by the rainbow carries
A mythical realm captured by the pen of a daring explorer. Like an eternal scroll buried deep within the golden sands. Quietly suspended at the edge of time. Clad in golden veils, bathed in the gods' blessings. The feathers of Mott descend from the heavens, weighing the sins of departed souls. The field of reeds sways with the breeze. Their ancient hymns echoing through the ages. Whispering of the endless cycle of life and immortality. A mythical realm captured by the pen of a daring explorer. Like an eternal scroll buried deep within the golden sands. Quietly suspended at the edge of time. Clad in golden veils, bathed in the gods' blessings. The feathers of Mott descend from the heavens, weighing the sins of departed souls. The field of reeds sways with the breeze. Their ancient hymns echoing through the ages. Whispering of the endless cycle of life and immortality. A mythical realm captured by the pen of a daring explorer. Like an eternal scroll buried deep within the golden sands. Quietly suspended at the edge of time. Clad in golden veils. Bathed in the gods' blessings. The feathers of Mott descend from the heavens. Weighing the sins of departed souls. The field of reeds sways with the breeze. Their ancient hymns echoing through the ages. Whispering of the endless cycle of life and immortality. A mythical realm captured by the pen of a daring explorer. Like an eternal scroll buried deep within the golden sands. Quietly suspended at the edge of time. Clad in golden veils.
Alright, so we're back everyone, and in the round just now, after a tie, this does mean that it's acceptable more on AL's end because they are the ones having a massive point lead. So ideally for AR Aquarius, so this means for Team AL, Alex Love, their hunter may only need a tie to proceed to round 5, but if they want to win, they will be looking to win round 4 and get Freeman elimination, or else they're going to be heading to round 5 where they must get a 10-0 score. And so Ted, you can begin.
Yeah, I mean, Chi right here, right now, I think the 3K is really, you have to go for the 3K, otherwise you really cannot. Because if you tie this round, next match you have to win by a 10-point lead, so I just don't think that's really going to happen. So we will definitely need to see a 3K right here, and it's really crucial for Chi to get that result.
Yeah, so on contrary here for Team Aquarius, they only really need to play for a tie so they can play it safe here and not do any risky moves. So we're going to be seeing the Shadow and Hula Baloo getting removed. They chose to let out the Opera Singer. Maybe they know that TT's Opera Singer is not the strongest. And because we are heading into late rounds, because Gamekeeper and a lot of other strong hunters already sitting global bans, so our options are getting pretty limited at this point of time.
Yeah, we are going to see the Coordinator and Puppeteer, because the thing about Opera Singer is you can play a team comp that can tie against it. You really need to worry about abnormal Opera, but that would just mean that the chase is not the strongest. We will see a first officer ban, and yeah, I think their Team AR is gearing up against that Opera. I mean, it also makes sense because Ivy is a winning hunter, so they will try to avoid that, and also this map is really good for Ivy, so Psychologist is going to be banned. I do think that is also a good map for Opera, but perhaps they're just more comfortable training. Like maybe they've trained more against the Opera then.
Oh, go for
Mercenary ban.
Yeah, Mercenary ban. This does lean towards any camping hunters. Maybe a Bonbon on his own, maybe. I mean, if we look at the ban picks so far, yeah, like 2 rescuers. I can only think Bonbon in mind because, like with these 2 strong rescue bans, then Wildling, yes, Wildling is a rescuer, but he's not the best in rescuing against the Bonbon too. So this is definitely possible here. And we do see that the Wildling did have a bit of a hiccup for Team Aquarius. So now, like last round, so now it's their time to try and recover and not make the same thing happen again.
Yeah, but the good news is this time you won't be seeing a Gamekeeper, and I don't really think there's a lot of Wildling counters that are available that are meta anyways.
Wax Artist.
I don't really count. Oh, Wax Artist, yeah, you're right, but the thing about Wax Artist is there's no guarantee that you will win with Wax Artist as well, so I feel that you might go for something. It is a really tanky team though, I will say, so maybe it's something like Hermit possibly is a good option.
Hermit, Hermit does rummage through the Puppeteer, but the Psychologist is there to sort of like help the Puppeteer. And like, I know you mentioned to me behind the scenes of a possible Hunter, which, let's see if that is the case first before he makes the selection. But if it's that Hunter that you mentioned to me, this is not a good team comp to put that one out to. So it seems that here he's gonna go for the Opera Singer, the last remaining top 4 Hunter that he can like realistically select right now. But yeah, like Opera Singer against this, he can just chase the Psychologist, and even Coordinator, Excitement Coordinator may work. So I do see a potential breaking point here for Team AL, like to rummage through. So we'll have to see how skilled our Team A are against this Opera, seeing they're heading into round 4 with a lot of the strong characters sitting in globals.
Yeah, but also a lot of strong characters that can deal with the Opera Singer. We do, like this, if you told me that this was a BO1 selection back in the Opera meta, I would believe you. But now it's showing up in round 4, so we will see. Right now, Team Aquarius trying to get the Opera Singer out, just saying like we're going to do this like hand-to-hand combat, and we're going to fight against your Opera Singer. And we will see everyone bringing Tree 9, like they're just fully equipped against this Opera Singer, and Alex Luff does play into it, so we will see who he will chase in this team comp, really.
Yep, let's see who does he chase first then. Here maybe the Psychologist, just because the Puppeteer drag time would be even a bit of a hassle. And I realized that the survivors had 3 broken windows. It seems that they are full on prepared for this Opera, because Opera does not like broken windows. So here, yeah, they are well prepared. Let's see how they're gonna play this one out. But it's likely that Meowpie here will have to like have a bit of a test of his raw kiting skills, because I feel like it's likely that he is the one that would get chased first.
Yeah, I mean, chasing the Psychologist, also chasing, I think the Coordinator is also totally fine. You can't really, I mean, you can chase the Puppeteer, but Puppeteer has the ability to rebound if the Coordinator comes and rescue, so ideally I think getting rid of the support would be the best. So we will see what the Opera Singer goes for. I do expect Abnormal, because this is a match that he needs a 3k. I don't really think 4k really makes a difference, so like I think 3-man elimination is really the goal here. 2-man would be too late, but we will see how the Opera Singer fares against Aquarius for Team AL.
Yep, so with that being said, we're going to be heading into second half between Team AL and Team AR, which may or may not be the last game depending on what happened, with your one and only caster, Invisible Joan.
Huh?
Oh, what?
Huh? Only one?
No, 2 and only. One and only organizer, I should say. Oh, I was more used to yesterday, because yesterday I was on my own, so I was like one and only.
No, but I'm here now.
Sorry, Cosmos. All right, no, we're heading into the game with your two favorite casters, Invisible Joan and Cosmos here. Also the meme combo. Yeah, we're going to be heading straight into it.
Psychologist.
Yeah, Psychologist will be taking the kite here though, but Saki-chan or TC here doesn't. Oh, yeah, we'll be going after, but it does seem that he had a bit of a stucking issues and got stuck a bit, which is not that great, but he is heading very close. Oh, able to get the first swing though, so that's a relatively early hit here, Cosmos.
And also has the dance back, so Psychologist is still not taking a hit. Psychologist manages to I think Jong is reconnecting to the server. No, the psychologist is taking a second hit. I hope that you heard everything. Jong, are you okay?
I did not really hear anything, but I do sort of just knew that saw the psychologist got the second hit here. Oh, able to avail a beautiful move. Beautiful move from Meow Pie here, and there's also the Walling in to come and assist now. So my trade got blocked, so I don't know when is the blink, but I assume it should be up. And Psychologist just clawing to stay alive here. But hold on, Walling unable to get the block and is able to get the down. We're talking about 2 ciphers at the game, which is possible for the Freeman that they need. As Abnormal's gonna come and play it.
Yeah, so that's only the equivalent of 2 ciphers being worked on. Hunter still needs to get rid of this board. Doesn't manage to get rid of it, but there's not a lot of the board remaining, so that's a lot of time bought for the side of team Aquarius right now. This Walling has to watch out. Yeah, does manages to get away. Does not want to give a hit because remember this Walling is the only one with tight turner, and is going to be geared up for the rescue. But thing is, their ciphers are because of that abnormal. The ciphers looks very slow. Hunter misses the. I don't know what the blanket was for, and misses the dash again, so I think this Walling should get this rescue pretty safe on. Has to worry about... Oh, that's going to be a hit, though. But I think someone's going to go for the backdoor rescue. Hunter does realize that. Misses another dash, so that's going to be a Psychologist free rescue. I think the Coordinator is there to support as well.
Yeah, that must be why they selected the Coordinator to give up a free flare gun, because, oh, able to get the shot, and it was during the Shadow Dance, too, so that means that this is going to enter cooldown, so he's going to Shadow Dance back in order to get his Shadow Dash back. But this is definitely buying a lot of time, and TT misses yet another dash, so I think this is a bit of a recurring thing for TT, so his Opera Singer familiarity is just not that great, and this Psychologist is kind of some time they need for that tie they need.
Yeah, Psychologist not managing to get the pallets done, so it is going to go down again. Right now, the Walling is equipped for the rescue, but I still think it's still a tie pace for the Hunter, but we will see the Abnormal. I think the Abnormal will go back into play, so there is still a 3K opportunity. Coordinator didn't decode much of the cipher. We'll see if the Hunter chooses the Abnormal. It still tries to go for the Coordinator first. Coordinator does vault over the pallet, and Hunter does have Abnormal to work with. Walling is in the nearby vicinity trying to go for a rescue. Coordinator doesn't choose to drop the pallet. Is he going to try to get a hit on the Coordinator? Coordinator tries to body block, but Hunter still tries to go for a Walling. No, chooses the Abnormal first. Walling is going to try to do the... Coordinator is going to try to do the cipher while Walling goes for the rescue. Hunter tries to go for a swing. Doesn't manage to get a swing. Goes for a charge attack.
Yep.
Does hit the Walling, and Psychologist is rescued with Ty Turner.
Yeah, like, I'm not sure if having the core to come in to assist over there was the best move, because it wasted out a lot of time they could have spent. But hold on, Puppeteer here has to be careful. Go get the swing, he has to get out, because you do not want to have multiple people injured here. Gonna go after it. Now the Puppeteer is in half health though, but the thing is the Walling is also in the vicinity here to harass, so they're playing this strategy, the corner strat, but that one does eventually wear out by the frigate. But able to get a stun just to drag more time. I think that's the point. They're not trying to harass off, but to just drag for time.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, they're really wasting a lot of resources. Puppeteer can go down here, and Hunter all the Hunter has to do is wait out the board. So I honestly, if that was the Hunter, I would go for the Puppeteer right now. Don't let the Puppeteer pop the last cipher. That is just don't just stand there. He's waiting for the Walling. Walling trying to push the card. Yeah, Psychologist uses the self heal. Had to go for the cipher right there because now the cipher is about to be primed. They're really force healing, and everyone has borrowed time, so everyone is able to be escaped. It's a 4-man endgame. So right now it's looking like a potential tree escape for the side of Team AR, and a tree escape would mean that AL immediately loses. Opera Singer needs to get the Psychologist really fast, Jong.
Yeah, he definitely has to, but there... Hold on, let's see. Goes for a Shadow Dance a bit too far. Can he, though? Oh, yep, able to get it down. So let's see. It's going to be in a borrow time situation. 59, 62. Like, how many more seconds? This will be heading straight to the wire. Everyone is rushing there. Can they get it out, though? 90 is... The game is done, so he's going to teleport straight towards it. But the 2 survivors here are already out, so it's going to be the Coordinator, the one. And I think he should chase them out because he does not know where the Coordinator is at all.
Hunter should have just teleported just now when the Psychologist was down because Psychologist used self-heal, but he didn't realize that. Now, Hunter tries to force out the 2 survivors, but Coordinator is making a way to dungeon. Hunter realizes where the dungeon is, so Hunter really needs to spot out where the Coordinator is. But I think the Hunter is going to check back gate. Oh, that's not really looking really good. Coordinator is working away to dungeon. I don't think the Opera Singer realizes that, and Hunter is trying to work his way to dungeon. They're just going to go for the escape, and the Coordinator is going to get dungeon really soon. That's going to be a 3-man escape for the side of Team Aquarius, and they take on the winner of IMR. 8?
Yeah.
7?
7!
7. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so with that being said, congratulations to Team Aquarius. Like, for that game, like, it could have ended badly, but the Survivors' teamwork just dragged for time, corner strat, everything just worked out in their favor there. So that was amazing how they clutched it, because the early game, a 3-man elimination was possible, but the Survivors with beautiful teamwork against this opera singer turned it back around. And with that being said, with 3-round wins, Aquarius wins this one after the 3-man escapes. A beautiful showcasing of the Survivors finally recovering from their round 3 blunder and show everyone why they deserve to be in the finals.
Yeah, beautiful job from Aquarius. That at the end there, I mean, they were playing very risky. The puppeteer could have very well been just gotten down during the end there, but they just chose to go for it, try to get the 3-man escape and end it on round 4, and they successfully did so.
Yeah, beautiful showcasing there. So hold on. Yeah, I'm just asking if they want to interview.
Yeah, they had everything equipped against that opera singer. They were ready against that opera singer, and the opera singer, I mean, despite having a few missed dashes, I still think that Chi-Chi did very well. But at the end there was just a lot of pressure on what decisions he needed to make. But I think the right one was to let go of the psychologist, because Wildling's board was just not ready just yet. So, like, he could have potentially played around trying to stall the middle cipher, but. At the end of the day, AL did really well. So
yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm asking Team AR if they want to interview, and Panda sort of is trying to volunteer Hoshin to do it. Okay, let's see. I mean, I told them it's fine if they don't. Lol. Panda's volunteering Hoshin to. This is funny. Anyways, yeah, like honestly, the reason why he didn't charge for the puppeteer is probably he does not want the Wildling to heal up the psychologist or the psychologist to self-heal, but it was just messy. It was just a bit of a messy situation there, and I think he sort of did not realize what was the best move, and because staying there he did not realize the last 2 ciphers were just in time for that.
Yeah, that is true, but I think because, I mean, when you're in that situation, you want to get rid of that psychologist, but actually the cipher was more important. Even if the psychologist gets healed up, there's not really a lot of items to work with within that area, so Hunter can really get the psychologist down, and then the cipher will not be enough, and Wildling could also be down too, so that would actually be a 2-man, like 2 people on the ground, and Cycle was on death chair with only the coordinator remaining. So I think that was a possibility for AL Chi-Chi to try to like work on, but at the end of the day, I think there was a bit of nervousness and just not realizing that the cipher could have been prevented.
Yeah, not much they can do. So with that, really, congratulations to Team AR. Like that was a very good move over there. And yeah, unfortunately for the opera singer, he lost. He did not realize what was the best move there, but still he did very good. Actually, even managing to get a breakthrough against AR Survivor, which was the first, and they did hold their own a bit, but unfortunately AR was just had a better performance. But but yes, it was still very good and a very worth watching final. So with that being said, like this was a very good finals, and unfortunately, like AR would not be interviewing. I assume majority of them don't speak a lot of English too, but yeah, like
I mean, we speak Chinese.
Yeah, they speak Chinese, and yeah, and they're suggesting for AR salted egg to go. I'm like, lol. Anyways, yeah. Haha. But yeah, like the overall it's very good with Hoshin's 2-4Ks securing the massive lead, and then their survivors finishing up the job in the end. So, yep, like since there's no interview, congratulations to Team Aquarius for managing to be the victors of Chapter 7. And for AL, unfortunately, they were runner-ups once again, but they did have a very good performance. So with that being said, like this, I believe this will be the it of Chapter 7, everyone. Cosmos, any final words?
Yep, thank you all so much for tuning in. Even on the final day of IMR, it has been quite a long journey, and honestly, myself, I've enjoyed this tournament, and I really got to participate